Yo, Caesar here, and welcome back to what race number is this? Maybe fifth or sixth, whatever it is. Welcome back to Formula 2 League race of IRL. This is Caesar. A long time coming. I've been off the comms duty for quite a while, but we are back here again in the beautiful circuit of Austria, or famously known as the Red Bull Ring. So we have 11 drivers tonight. Few are making their debut here, so that's good to see. One shot quali, 50% race format. That's how it goes. Feature race as well as sprint race. Going around turn one, let's just stay on board with Nova, who's an F1 legend, if I can say that. So taking that corner beautifully, could have gone a bit wide and taken advantage of the exit, but nevertheless, and he's up into P1 with Insanity in P2. Coming back to the track, going around turn 4. This is the apex just by a bit, but avoids the exit curve once again. So maybe Nova is not too comfortable on the curves there as he takes this corner. Beautiful, takes a lot of curve there, so he must have missed those curves. He goes purple in sector 2, so he looks well on his way to take a pole here. That wouldn't be a surprise, to be honest, but this is Formula 2 and anything can happen. These cars are totally different than what F1 cars are. The setup works differently, the gear shifts work differently, they drive differently, everything is pretty different. Nova is into the pole, but not by a lot. 1.5 tenths over Phantom, who is his teammate tonight. I believe Nova has his full-time seat tonight. So that's well done for MP Motorsport, making Mahavir Raghunathan proud. So front row lockout for the team. So that's a job well done. So let's have a look at the grid order. Nova already scoring 4 points courtesy pole. Phantom in P2, Insanity P3, sporting a German flag for some reason. Shah in P4, he is a race winner in this season. Acid in P5, Saurabh is making his debut in P6. You can beat me in P7. Vishal, again another debutant in P8. Tifkal Gaming in P9, Sid Venkatesh in P10, and Space Cadet, if I read that correctly, is rounding off the grid order. So let me just share this. Looks quite dark here. So while we wait for the grid to start off, let me just share this link with the boys. Just give me a second, please. So that's done. Let me just do a small mic check. I hope I am audible and I don't speak by myself. Yep, I'm very much audible, loud and clear. So quite dark and cloudy Red Bull Ring tonight, but it still looks absolutely gorgeous. So running down the order once again, let me just get this important data switched on, as Steve Cal and Sid Venkatesh have already disqualified themselves. They are teammates here, and this will not help them that much in getting a good launch off when the lights goes off. So but elsewhere, Phantom in P2, so these two teammates have locked out the front row. Jinsanity in P3, Shah in P4, Acid in P5, Saurabh in P6, you can beat me in P7, Vishal in P8, Steve, Sid and Space Cadet rounding off 9, 10, 11 respectively. So I'll be really interested to see how our debutants perform tonight. I know how everyone's pace is in in Formula 2, but should be interesting to see how Saurabh, Vishal and Space Cadet perform. Saurabh doing quite well, slotting in right in the middle, 5 in the front, 5 at the back, so showing that he has the pace to possibly challenge for the podium if not the win, as the cars have been taken over by AI as they line up to the start finish straight for the race to start. Of course, while we wait for Space Cadet, our last position holder in the drivers that are participating in P11. So it shouldn't be too difficult to score points. All you have to do is just not be in P11 and you have points backed, confirmed. So let's just stay on board with Nova. Hopefully it's a clean start for everyone. No major incidents at the start as 5 lights go off right now, and Nova seems to have got a really good launch, and Phantom in the background just weaving across just a little bit. Traction not having the best. This is a big dive bomb from Shah here. That I think he missed his brake. But what is this? A crash behind Thief Car Gaming. Sort of Nayak, who started in P6, has crashed out. Incident involving him and Thief Car Gaming, I suppose. And this is not a great debut, but for the back, Sid Venkatesh is fighting Space Cadet side by side, and Sid Venkatesh has managed to make the move stick, but elsewhere in the front, Nova West has pulled up a gap of 6/10 over Phantom. Jinsanity is just slotting in behind the Phantom. Shah, who made a big lunge into going into turn 1, is back into P4. I believe that's where he started his position. Yeah, that's where he was. Acid. So top 5 have held on to the positions. You Can Beat Me, his teammate is in P6. Vishal, who was in P8, is up into P7. Space Cadet, who started at last in P11, is up 3 positions. So that's one advantage of keeping it absolutely clean at the start. But something is oh, look at this, Vishal. Oh, there's a small tap with You Can Beat Me, sends him a bit deeper, not a bit, but a lot deeper than he would have hoped. And Vishal has taken P6 away from You Can Beat Me. So You Can Beat Me is back into where he started. And you can see Vishal, oh, that Space Cadet again, breaks really late and goes very deep into the corner. I think he went for a mini dive bomb there, but did not succeed at that point. Sid Venkatesh doing a drag race with speed. Space Cat having the inside line. He is finding it on the outside. It's Sid Venkatesh, and courtesy better exit and better traction of turn 3. Sid Venkatesh slots wide in front, but will Space Cat take the inside line going into turn 4? He brakes on time. Sid Venkatesh leaves him enough room, and Sid Venkatesh holds on to his PA. Saurabh Nayak, I don't think he has any damage to his car because he is still continuing. 2.3 seconds, but no, but I can see the left M plate is missing, so damage is definitely there. And Thief Car Gaming looks relatively unharmed, his front wing, so he should be able to close on the gap to Saurabh Nayak. Up in the front, MP Motorsports are asserting their dominance. Going 1 and 2, pretty much unchained our top 4. Jinsanity 1.4 seconds behind Phantom, so he is losing a gap to the front runners or those two MP Motorsport cars. Shah is falling further behind, 3.4 seconds to Jinsanity, but Vishal is closing down the gap. He started P8, remember. So Vishal making Vishal gains here, if you know what I mean. That was a terrible joke. I should just concentrate on the race. As I said, sorry, Shah is definitely in the attack from Vishal M08. I hope that's how you say your name. But teammate behind Acid, and You Can Beat Me. So these are teammates members, so they need to work as a team. Try to get maximum constructive points for what team is this? I'm sorry, I'm pretty bad with the team names in Formula 2. So I know this is Ardent, the pink BWT cars. These are Ardent. This I I can't even remember what I know this is MP Motorsports, courtesy Mahavir, Lord Mahavir. These two are extending their advantage to Jinsanity in P3, but Phantom is not letting Nova through, or maybe Nova is just preserving his tires and fuel. I don't know, as I cannot have that information on my screen, but Phantom doing pretty well here. If that's a team strategy to not fight Nova too much at the start, there is still a long way to go. Just 20% of the race is over till now, of the 20 laps that we have here tonight. Vishal has managed to make his overtake. No, he was on sharp on the lap before, so he is still in P5. Acid has lost a place from the start. Started P5, is now in P6, but he's not doing too bad for himself. Him and You Can Beat Me are holding on to decent point finish. Remember, top 8 will have the reverse grid order in the sprint race that will follow the feature race here tonight. Sid Venkatesh started P10. He's doing pretty well in P8. Saurabh Naik, even after that damage wing, you can see the left wing is damaged quite badly, and I think that's affecting his pace and his quest to close down the gap to Space Cadet. As You Can Beat Me, he's the first one to get a 3-second time penalty. Acid is in the pit and he gets a 5-second speeding penalty, so this is something that's not new with the drivers here. Remember in Bahrain, the season opener, almost everyone except Jinsanity managed to get a 5-second penalty on the entry in, I don't know, I think everyone made a couple of stops. Not everyone, but most of them made a couple of stops, and every single one, every single time got a 5-second penalty. So I think our drivers don't practice too much in between the races, as this will not help him score as many points as he would have liked towards the end, if of course the drivers around him do not make the same mistake. So Nova Phantom comfortably in top 2. Jinsanity is 3.4 seconds, so gap is pretty much maintained here, and I think Jinsanity is doing pretty well here. Maybe if MP Motorsport guys start fighting each other and one of them crashes, he is always there to pounce on them. But as I say, that Jinsanity gets a 3-second time penalty, so commentator scores as I speak something positive about a driver. Shah meanwhile is doing quite well, and Vishal somehow I see has lost a position to You Can Beat Me, so something must have happened, and Vishal is, he lost the back end down the exit of turn 1, and Sid Venkatesh right behind him with the DRS says thank you very much, I will have P6 away from you. So Space Cadet, who started last, is up into P8, so a lot of early pit stop. I mean, Saurabh Naik, of course, he had that massive wing damage on his car. Tifkal, who was in P10 when he started, he was P9, and there's some glitch. Alright, so Tifkal and Saurabh Naik are coming out of the pits. Acid has moved up to P9 since everyone has made their pit stop. But Vishal, you can see here, he's side by side with Sid Venkatesh, so Vishal is having none of it, and he is fighting for that P6 once again. So we're still on board with him. As what have they done here? This is not gonna please either of them, and I think Nova being the lead car, he should have had, he had the priority in going to the pits, and Phantom being not too far behind should have seen Nova pitting in. So I don't know why Phantom decided to pit in exactly at the same time, and we should see Phantom lose heaps of time courtesy waiting there. Now he's lost down in the pits, and his pit is not even ready for him, and you can see Shah has jumped him courtesy double stacking. So this is gone terrible for Phantom. Phantom has finally managed to come out, but Phantom is surely gonna lose a lot of place. Jinsanity, who is in P1, is not net P1. He is yet to make a pit stop, but I think if he can make a pit stop right now, he will surely come back out in net P2. So Jinsanity is net P2 at the moment. Vishal is yet to make a pit stop, so should be interesting to see where Vishal comes up. Acid has managed to jump, so Acid and Shah have jumped Phantom here, courtesy that double stacking. And Insanity, we can see, is going into the pits, and he is going really slow. You can see he doesn't want that 5-second penalty. Well, you can beat me, do the same. He's too quick, and he slowed down just on time, so which is good to see. Vishal will take P1 away from these drivers, so he will be in the lead of the race for the first time in this race on his debut, so this should give him some good feeling seeing that number 1 flash up on his screen. Nova is taking turn 1 now, so he's not too far off, and he is definitely net P1. Insanity and You Can Beat Me are already out of their pits, and where is Phantom? Look, he's right here. He's purple sector 3. Shah gets a 3-second time penalty for track extension, but You Can Beat Me is Shah is in a sandwich between Acid and You Can Beat Me. So this should be interesting to see how the battle for P4 goes on. Phantom will definitely close down the gap. He has shown that he has the pace over these drivers, at least on this track. Acid going a bit defensive. Let's stay on board. So Shah on the outside, really hold on and get a better launch or traction, I'm sorry, of that corner. He seems to be getting something out of it. And Shah on the inside this time. Oh, he breaks bit early than he would have liked, and on the outside goes Acid and into P4, so that was a pretty good move. Good respect shown here by Shah, but I think that was a little bit too much of a respect from Shah. As Nova says, a fast slap with a 115.8. Vishal is in the pits, so this should slot him back out in around P5, P6 if I'm not wrong. So the battle for P4 continues. Phantom is 1.1 second behind these 3 drivers who are battling for P4. Phantom at 15.5, so Phantom is clearly not happy, and he is showing that he has the pace, and that was the error possibly from his end to go for a double stack. Insanity, you can see he's Acid and Shah still fighting going into turn 3. Shah on the inside and still giving him room, and no, on the curb, on the bank curve, Shah loses the back end, and he is down into P6 and a bit comfortably ahead of Vishal at the moment, but he was fighting for P3, and no, someone else has gone off the track at the Alex Albon corner, as I'm pretty sure we can call that corner that. So Malav, or You Can Beat Me, has gone off the track, so not really sure what happened. Could have been his fault, understeered, or must have got some tap from one of the drivers. But Phantom, this is making his job really easy. So instead of overtaking 3 cars for that podium position, he now has to manage just 1 here, and with the DRS assistance, so 3 DRS straights back to back here. The main straight, he goes even faster with a 115.2. So on the outside, will Phantom make this move stick? Acid breaks a bit late, leaves him enough space, but I think he's not using his DRS for some reason. I wonder why. Phantom, does he realize he has? I don't know why he is not using, but Acid has the inside line here, and Phantom trying to switch back line, and very much Schumacher-esque, and very smartly takes P3 away. That was a brilliant move from Phantom, and now we should see, judging by the early pace that Phantom showed, he should pull away from Acid. So once from the second, no, Acid on the background has lost the back end on the exit of turn 4. He is into the wall, lost the back end, goes head on into the barrier and loses the front wing. So someone who was fighting for P3, so both of these drivers in this team, I'm sorry, I don't know which team this is. I can check it here, wait. So this is Campos. You can see he's losing the back end. So Campos Racing doing not well after the pit stop phase, and now he's under attack from Space Scatter. He's off the track, he's everywhere, he's all over the place, and he's off the race. I think what can I say? Will there be a safety car? TFCal Gaming is into the points after not really fighting anyone. He's He'll say thank you very much. I'll take that 1 point away. So Nova West comfortably 8.8 seconds. Look at the gap. Look at the domination as expected or as predicted. Oh, he is slowed down. Oh, is there a safety car? Oh yes, there is a yellow dot coming out of the pit. So there is a safety car. So this will bunch up the grid altogether. So will Nova West go into the pits? He is 8 seconds in the front. The gap is falling down quite rapidly. So is he going really slow compared to Delta? But will Nova West go into the pits? We have to wait and see. No, he has missed the pit lane exit and he has decided to stay out. What about Insanity? He's 11.5 seconds up in the front and he has decided to stay out. So none of these drivers are really risking their positions by going to the pits. Phantom, I think Phantom will take some consolation out of that. He was way behind Insanity and Nova after that double stacking or a blunder of a pit stop. But now, after the safety car, he should be right on Insanity's tail. And Insanity, remember, he has a 3-second time penalty. I don't remember if Phantom or Nova has one, but I'm definitely sure Insanity is having a 3-second time penalty. So Sid Venkatesh is the only one to go into the pits, and Sodom Nike follows him, and Deepcal Gaming does not, and he will move a couple of positions up into P8. So this is interesting. So this has brought the entire grid close together once again. So restart will be really interesting. These drivers need to ensure. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by IPL that I'm watching side by side as I commentate. I was just keeping the screen down. Too much distraction while I'm commentating. So these drivers need to ensure that they keep their tires warmed up. I mean, drivers tend to go really slow and then really floor it in order to catch the driver in front or make lose as less of a time as possible at the safety car restarts. So warming up the tires is really crucial and really important at the safety car restart. These cars do not like to go slow as they are, even though it shows they are doing 100 miles per hour, but this is no way close to what they can manage. So the drivers here need to, you can see some of them weaving about, but front runners decide to stay right behind and preserve their tires. So going for a safer strategy here, keeping these tires cold for now, and once probably if safety car coming in message pops in by the end of this lap, they could possibly weave about and get those tire temps up. So everyone is bunched up except a couple of drivers. There's a big gap between Saurabh and Sid. So these two needs to catch up before safety car decides to come in at the end of this lap. Let's have a look at the positions that have changed. Saurabh Naik, who started P6, so not the best turn one on his debut. He lost 4 positions as Sid Venkatesh gets 3 seconds penalty behind a safety car. So he is the one not behaving, and maybe he's pushing too hard to get to the back of that back. Safety car coming in message has not popped up yet, so I think that should stay out for one more lap. So I think this is helping the drivers in the front. So the longer safety car stays out, the better it is for the rest of the drivers to stretch these tires for as long as they'd like. Saurabh Naik is, I think he will catch up to the back sooner than later. So I'm pretty sure the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. So I think we should see, or we could see, drivers starting to warm up their tires. You can see You Can Beat Me at the background weaving about, trying to get the tire temps up on his car. But so far this has been an interesting race. That double stacking, I think, made that race a little bit interesting for the top 3 battle. But Phantom must have felt a sigh of relief watching the safety car message on his screen. Nova, who was in a comfortable 9 seconds lead from Jinsanity, he needs to look out on his side view mirror. This car doesn't have a rear view mirror unless he has that setting on. So he needs to keep an eye out on the mirror, on his mirrors for Jinsanity and Phantom, who we know have decent pace at the launch. You can see the cars are weaving now. At least Nova was. None of the drivers I see are weaving, so these drivers can struggle. You can see Nova is trying to get that tire temps up, and you can see now some of them have started weaving. Safety car will be in this lap, so Nova will be a de facto safety car till the start finish straight. So will we see a Mugello restart here, or could we see he is slowing down the pack quite a bit here? I'm sorry, I was having a water. TFL Gaming got a 5-second penalty for his collision. Nova is still not pushing, he is still holding down the pack. But I think now he is gone, and I think we have a race in our hands. Nova has started to pull away. Jinsanity, Phantom, You Can Beat Me, Shah, Vishal, Space Cadet, Tifcal, Sid Venkatesh, Saurabh. Everyone has come out. Clean out the drag race between Sid Venkatesh and Saurabh Naik. Saurabh Naik on the inside of turn 1. Will he set it down the inside? Who will break the latest of them all? And Saurabh Naik once again in turn 1 gets a little bit of side pod tap and faces the wrong way. But fortunately for him, there was no front damage. Someone else, Vishal, has DNF from the race. So what happened there is he must have had some collision with one of the drivers that must have set out. TFL Gaming is facing the wrong way. So what's going on here? There's all chaos of all sort at the safety car restart. Surprisingly, there was none by turn 1, but after that it all just kicked off while I was following up with Saurabh. So Saurabh, who was dead last, is now up into P8. Courtesy couple of crashes, so that must have been between TFL Gaming and Vishal. Vishal coming out worse out of all of that. TFL Gaming is up into P9, where he started. Space Cat get a 3-second time penalty. He is up into P6. He started in P last, remember. So this will do him, his confidence, a lot of good. But he is coming under attack from Sid Venkatesh quite rapidly. Phantom, meanwhile, is right on Jinsanity still. Nova is, he gets a little tap from Phantom. So you can see Phantom really pushing Jinsanity to get a move on and make his work easier in his bid to take that P2 away from him. So Jinsanity going on the inside, makes a little switch back line once again, but gets a tank slapper on the exit, and he will have to slot behind Jinsanity for one more lap at Nova West. 2.5 seconds in front. So this is helping Nova West quite a lot, and he has pulled away quite a comfortable lead for P1. Further back down the field, Shah is not exactly too close behind You Can Beat Me, but he's doing quite well. Sid Venkatesh and Space Cadet. So Space Cadet has managed to close on the gap to Sid V or Siddharth. So Siddharth needs to hold on to that P6, but I believe Space Cadet was P6 the last time we were on board, so he has lost the position, and yeah, we can see he is losing time to Sid Venkatesh here. So he is quite conservative on that corner for the second lap. I'm observing on the penultimate corner he is not going as fast as he possibly can. You can see he's already lost 8 tenths in those final 2 corners. But coming back to the battle for P2, Phantom going on the charge with DRS assistance this time. I don't think he'll attack him at this corner, but at turn 4 manages to hold on. But I think Jinsanity gets a much better launch as compared to Phantom, so Jinsanity will hold on to this position for possibly one more lap. So the longer Jinsanity keeps this position, the better it is for I mean, not better, but Nova is already over 3 seconds in front. He is gaining half a second per lap over these 2 drivers. So what Jinsanity needs, I'm not sure if Phantom has a penalty. I know Jinsanity has a 3 second to his name, So the more Phantom battles with Jinsanity over position through the corners, I think the better are the chances for Jinsanity's sake that Phantom will get a penalty. But what Phantom needs to do, and obviously Phantom knows the situation best, if he knows Jinsanity has a penalty, he doesn't need to try really hard. But now Jinsanity gets a bit oversteered there, and this should be an easy move. Jinsanity is fighting, defending on the inside, but Phantom holding on the outside line, and Jinsanity, hello, where are you going? The track is this side, and yeah, in the bid to hold on to this position, Jinsanity goes really deep into the corner and comes back down to a position where he started. So top 3 are back to where they started. Nova West have led almost every lap of this race. Unlucky for Vishal, he led the race for a few laps before pitting in, and he is down in P10. You can beat me 1.4 seconds behind Jinsanity, so if you can beat, I think he has a penalty to his name, but if he doesn't, I think he is in a prime position to take. Oh, Phantom gets a 3-second time penalty for track extension, so I think Phantom, maybe he's trying to push and close on the gap to Nova, but I think in that quest he ended up getting a penalty for his name. But data for P5 is here. Shah is coming under attack from Sid Venkatesh. So Sid Venkatesh really showing some pace here. He's already built up a gap of 4 seconds to Space Cadet, who has lost the position to Saurabh. So Space Cadet losing a lot of time here and few positions. But he's doing quite well. He started P11, so P8 is still decent amount of points on debut. Remember, sort of Space Cadet and Vishal are our debutants here. Vishal unfortunately DNF'd or crashed out at the safety car restart, but he is doing quite well. So far, he looks set to take the checkered flag and into the points. Shah, meanwhile, has managed to hold on to his P5 for now. Just one more lap to go, and this should be good if Shah managed to hold on to his P5 for one more lap. But for Sid's sake, he will be looking to take that position away from him as clouds have come back onto the track. It was quite sunny couple of laps ago, but will Sid tried once again on the outside of turn 1. I don't think it's too risky. They make contact, sends both of them wide, but Sid finally manages to take that P5 away from Shah or Rahul. And further back, I think the gap has opened up considerably to see any movement. But for the last time, if Shah dares, he can really send it down the inside or outside of Sid. Let's hope that's not the case, because he's not close enough. And yeah, that is it. And I think, oh, is it a back goal? I'm sorry, I got too excited there. Sid Venkatesh on the final lap. He had P5 sorted, at least on the checkered flag. Loses the back end and loses the wing and the positions with that. Massively unfortunate for him, but untouched throughout the race. Nova from pole to checkered flag takes the fastest lap on the final lap of the race. What a race for Nova. Well done to him. Takes P1, his teammate in P2, Jinsanity in P3. You can beat me in P4, so penalty doesn't make a difference here. Shah in P5, he takes P5 after all. Saurabh Naik on debut finished where he started after that turn 1 lap 1 incident. Space Cadet wonderfully driven race, started in the last part, finishing up in P7. The game will surely give him driver of the day tonight. Sid Venkatesh, what a race for him, crashing out on the final lap in P8. P9, who was P9? I'm sorry, I don't remember. We'll just have a look, but I think, oh, you can beat me as driver today. So Tifcal Gaming, I think, rounding off the winners in P9. I think that was all. Was it? Yeah, so let's just have a look. So Loves, the only one without any penalty and the fastest lap starting from pole in P1 is Nova West. His teammate, the Phantom 13579 in P2, Insanity rounding off the podium in P3. Outside the podium, so you can beat me, Shah, Saurabh Naik, Space Cadet, Sid Venkatesh, and Thief Cal Gaming. A couple of DNFs tonight. Vishal M08 and Anhydrous Acid. So don't go anywhere. We have sprint race following right after this, as I'll be right back once that starts. So see you in a bit. Welcome back to Sprint Race after an eventful feature race that saw Nova West, can I say, dominate, but take the checkered flag from pole. He will be starting down in P8, so this should be interesting to see how he makes his way through. This should be around 10 laps, maybe 12 laps race. I hope all 11 drivers are here. Guy who I think, yeah, Sid Venkatesh is up in P1 because he finished P8. So this should be interesting to see. I mean, Space Cadet and Saurabh Naik. Saurabh Naik did qualify in P6, so it should be interesting to see how he manages to race now that he is in the front of the grid as Thief Cal and Acid. So Thief Cal once again, twice in a row tonight, have managed to disqualify himself in the formation lap, and I'm sure Acid, or maybe himself, he himself won't be happy with that. So Sid Venkatesh, Space Cadet, Saurabh Naik, Shah, You Can Beat Me, Insanity, Phantom, Nova, These are the guys who finished the race in the reverse order of how they are at present. Thief Cal was in P9, Vishal in P10. I think he will be looking to make some provisions by the end of this sprint race. So 10 lappers, not a lot laps in this race, and pit stops aren't mandatory. So this is all and out a proper, as the name suggests, a sprint race. So this should be interesting. How Nova manages that, no one knows. The thing with the quick drivers here, or you know, when a driver that has so much pace as Nova does tonight, drivers tend to relax quite a bit, knowing that they have some pace advantage over other drivers, so they tend to take time, be patient. But on the flip side, they get tangled in the battles that they shouldn't really be in, that they lose a lot of time. Maybe Nova doesn't drive like that, but some do. I know some drivers do. I'm not pointing at myself. I'm no way a cool driver by any means, but I've seen drivers racing in other leagues. But we are not in other leagues. We are in IRL, India's only F2 league that's run on the console. So that's a straight up fact out of the unofficial history books of league racing, Indian league racing. So right, we're waiting for 5 red lights to go off. Sid Venkatesh on pole, he gets a jump start already. This race has gone from great to worse, actually. Not from bad, great to worse. But sort of Nike getting a good exit, and there's a punt already. And what's going on back there? Wing damage flying on in the background. Space Cat had managed. I think he got a jump. No, he did not. So Space Cat and sort of holding on to the 2 and 3. Jinsanity getting a 2 positions jump out of all of that. Drivers went really slow as Space Cat goes really deep into turn 3 and gets hounded by Jinsanity and Saurabh. So he lost a couple of positions going into that corner, and now he's under attack from Shah. Will anyone send it down? The inside Space Cadet decides to break really late. Literally kills Saurabh. Nayak Jinsanity, even after getting that tap, manages to come out of it unscathed. Where is Nova? He's down in P9. So as I said, he must have been involved in some form of incident. He gets a bit of a tap from Saurabh Naik behind him, and he is right in a sandwich between Space Cat and Saurabh Naik. Saurabh Naik, who started P2 from the front grid of this track, is now down in P8 with a damaged wing. So this race hasn't been going too well for our front row sitters. Him and Sid Venkatesh. Sid Venkatesh got a jump start, so he will have to serve drive through by the end of this lap. And Space Carrot not breaking on time on multiple corners of lap 1, surprisingly. But winner out of all of this is Jinsanity, keeping his nose clean, is up into P2 as the grid order shuffles itself up, and now it's back to how it should be. So Jinsanity is in net P1 already. Shah in P2. Remember, he is already a race winner, so he could very well challenge Shah. You can beat me, who started P5, is up into P4. So everyone has managed to gain some positions except Nova and the drivers below him. So Saurabh Naik and Space Cadet won't be happy with that, and won't be happy will be some of the other drivers. Saurabh Naik was just a passenger in turn 3 on lap 1. He got really big shunt from behind from Space Cadet, and Saurabh Naik will be just thinking, what has he done to deserve all of this? As you can see, Phantom and Vishal. Phantom on the inside. Will Phantom throw in a dummy? He decides not to. It's a 4-way battle. Nova on the inside gets a better launch and sends out. That's a massive corner cut, but Acid goes deep trying to avoid Nova West, and Nova West gets a really good launch, and he's been overtaken by Saurabh Naik. Saurabh Naik out of nowhere on the inside takes P8 away, but better exit and giving enough space, enough respect between these drivers, and Acid is back up into P8. But drag this between Phantom and Vishal. Phantom with the DRS assistance takes P5 away, and Nova gets a wing damage. There's his wing. He's dragging it along. You can leave it there. Yeah. MP will pay for that, and you can see he's losing couple of positions courtesy that wing damage, and oh, it's a bit of a collision. Vishal is really lucky that there was no snowball effect and he was not into the wall. There's still tapping going on between these three drivers. Nova is obviously not giving up these positions. I don't think he'll be pitting in, and he's still in front somehow. Even going 3-1 turn 4 as Acid is going into the gravel. He needs to be on the track, not on the gravel. And now he's under attack from Saurabh, and he was right behind, being followed up by Acid. Space Cadet has lost a lot of time to Acid. I mean, not a lot of time, but he is losing some time. You can see how slow he is in the penultimate corner. Something that we did see in the feature race as well. Acid Venkatesh serving his drive-through finally. Up the field, Insanity is 2.3 seconds ahead, and Shah losing the corner. Losing the back end into turn 1. He was up into P2 and now he's down into P7. So race not going very well, and Acid, look at him, he's right on his tail, trying to push him to go faster. And Acid doesn't have his DRS assistance as Shah goes deep into turn 3, but he will join back safely. Acid giving him all the room to join back, and Vishal has managed to overtake Nova out of all of that. So I think Nova is struggling in sector 2, and he will be struggling there. He doesn't have a front wing on the right hand side of his car. Let's have a look. Should be the right template that's gone missing. Yeah, there you see, just a flat chopping board is what he's carrying on the right side. Saurabh Naik, who's doing relatively well over Nova West, you can see he's still side by side. The drag race between these two, as you get a terrible camera angle. Nova West on the inside fighting it really well, and Saurabh Naik showing really good racecraft here, not fighting in the places where he shouldn't be, and just slotting in behind Nova West. So I think Saurabh realizes that Nova doesn't have too much pace in the sprint race. Possibly could be because of wing damage if he only knew, and Shah gets a 2-second time penalty for track extension. But followed up the field, Phantom is trying to make a move on You Can Beat Me, and he is already up into P2, but will You Can Beat Me break late? No, he decides to slot right back behind the Phantom. So Malav, or You Can Beat Me, is in the MP Motorsport sandwich, but You Can Beat Me will have another bite at that P2. Will he break late? No, but Nova behind him breaks really late, trying to move on the outside, and will he get a better exit? He does get it. You can see Nova is poking his nose, but Malav will have the inside, but no, Nova on the outside goes into turn 6. Is that turn 6? But I think the damage wing is not helping the downforce. But oh, there's another wing damage. So Nova has lost M plate on both sides of his car, so this should give some relief to You Can Beat Me, and he should be really looking to pull away from Nova, and you can see, yeah, he is pulling away the gap here. So Nova really soon will be under attack from Vishal, and I think this is a golden opportunity for Vishal to take P4 away from him and Saurabh Naik as well, to really make his move on Nova West. But Vishal doesn't get a really good launch off turn 1, and Saurabh takes P5 away from him. So now Saurabh is in a prime position to take P4 away, and I did notice there Vishal has front wing damage on the right side of his car. No wing damage on Saurabh Naik. So Saurabh Naik is in the prime position here, I think, to take P4 away. Gives him a little tap, but no damage, fortunately for him, on his car. So Nova West really have to play this smartly and hold on to his P4 for another 3.5 laps. So this is really interesting race as expected. A sprint race is what is supposed to be hardcore racing, and everyone pushing as hard as they can. And Acid is being pressured up by Cal Gaming here, unless Acid has made his move on Cal just now. Saurabh Naik and a 2-second time penalty, and you can see locking up on the penultimate corner did Cal, and Acid is not comfortable going into the final corner, and out of nowhere Space Cadet on the outside takes P8 away from Cal. So will Space Cadet mount some pressure on Acid. Acid managing to hold on to his P7 on the attack from Tifgal, but Space Cadet will get that opportunity. He has a damage wing, right end plate missing, and no damage on Tifgal, so you can see he is losing. The back end is Acid. Further up the field, you can see this bunch has closed down the gap so much. So Phantom is, why am I not a Phantom? So yeah, so Phantom is not pulling away as much as he would have liked. There's some damage on his front wing. There has to be. There's yellows in sector 1. Going into turn 4, something has happened. There is front wing. There's a massive front wing damage on the Phantom's car. So Phantom is definitely an attack from You Can Beat Me, who can take away P2. But does You Can Beat Me has front wing damage? No, his front wing looks very much intact. Saurabh Naik has taken P4 away from Nova. So Nova is losing a position. So a race that worked out pretty well for MP Motorsports for both of their cars is going downhill at the moment for both of these drivers. Phantom looks pretty vulnerable here going into turn 2, now pushing turn 3. You can see the damage there. The left end plate or the left wing is damaged quite badly, and this will allow Malav to get a better launch of that corner, and with the DRS assistance he will take that P2 away from him. But Phantom now has to defend from Saurabh. He leaves enough space, and Saurabh with a better downforce, he will pull away alongside, but not enough. Phantom managing to get a better launch of that corner, but I think Saurabh will have his opportunity on the next lap. He can afford to stay behind him. I think You Can Beat Me has a 2-second penalty, or was that someone else? I cannot recall whose name did I saw earlier in the race for the track extension penalties. But this is really interesting as someone goes really wide. That was Saurabh, wasn't it? As You Can Beat Me showing his pace here, 115.9, setting the purple fastest lap of this race. So just one more lap to go. After this, Phantom loses the back end. He's into the grass, and Nova West will take P4 away from him. So that's more points lost for MP. Saurabh needs to defend this position. This is the podium position. Podium on debut will be really good for Saurabh. But Nova is on a relentless attack on Saurabh, and Saurabh is already going defensive, and he has made the move, and Saurabh has relinquished that. He is coming back, but Saurabh didn't fight that too hard, or as hard as I would have liked him to fight that. But with one more lap to go after this, 1.5 laps to go, I think Saurabh can get that position away. So Nova, for his sake, really needs to be parking his bus at every corner possible in order to get that, to hold on to that podium place. Further away, Acid is right on Space Cadet's tail. Acid needs to get that P7 away from Space Cadet. But our debutants here, Saurabh in P4, Vishal in P6, and Space Cadet in P7. They are doing relatively well. Space Cadet, though, he started P2, he's down in P7. Saurabh, meanwhile, has moved up into P3 as we were following this battle. So let's just go back on these guys. Phantom is having the best view of this race, but I don't think there's nothing much. As well, Saurabh has gone really deep into the corner. This will allow Nova, who will have DRS assistance. So Saurabh needs to defend this really hard. He has to stay on the right side of the track. Nova will take no second invitation, and he has left the door open. What has Saurabh done? But enough room given, and yeah, Nova being really respectful and gets a better launch here. And this is side by side. What camera angle am I getting? They're still side by side going into turn 5, but I think with a better downforce, Saurabh will have this position. Nova is still not giving up, and he shouldn't, but now he's getting an attack from his teammates. This is a 3-way battle for P3. It will all come down to how many penalties these drivers have, as Nova almost sends it down the inside. But I think with one corner to go, this should be good. Jinsanity has won the race. You Can Beat Me in P2, but who will be in P3? And Nova takes P3 on the finish line. So Saurabh Naik had time penalty to his name, and podium on debut is snatched in the blink of an eye. As Sid Venkatesh, was that Sid Venkatesh? That was Steve Cal gaming on the final lap, on the final corner. So Arden team not doing really well here tonight. First it was Sid Venkatesh who started this race from pole, getting himself a drive-through penalty by jumping the start, and Cal Gaming losing the back end on the final corner. Nova West, I think deservedly gets the driver of the day for this sprint race. Started P8, finishing on the podium, but Jinsanity, who was on the podium in feature race, wins the sprint race in the beautiful Red Bull Ring in Austria. So let's have a look at the grid order for the final time. Starting from P6, Jinsanity. From P5 to P2 is You Can Beat Me, and from P8 to P3 is Nova West. So well outside the podium were these three guys, and doing rather well. P4 is Saurabh Naik. I think he should be really happy with that result. He did cross the line in P3, so he is showing that he has the pace here. Unfortunate, the penalty situation did not allow him to stay on the podium, but with few more races to go, I think he can really impress everyone here by that pace. Phantom in P5, Vishal, another debutant in P6, Sid Venkatesh, what a race this could have been for him in P7, Space Cadet. Yeah, not good for him. Going into turn 4 in P8, Acid in P9, Thief Cal in P10, and Shah in P11. So we are done here from Red Bull Ring in Austria. What a race! Couple of races we've had from feature as well as sprint race. As always, we had a quite interesting race in F2, and Nova West and Jinsanity reigning supreme in each of them. So until next time, this has been Caesar bringing you the live coverage of F2 League in IRL. And until next time, it's good night.